Welcome back to the Zone 2 podcast. I'm your host, Luke Huebner, joined here with my co-hosts, Mark Sato and Parker Wanstrom. And coming up today, we're going to be talking about how Parker absolutely wiped out and how a tire exploded in my face. But first of all, it's 6 a.m. How are you guys feeling this morning?
It's actually 7 a.m. I don't want to clickbait the audience.
Yeah.
But I'm tired, bro. I mean, you made me wake up for this because you have school or something. Sounds lame. But
That's
yeah, I had to wake up early for this. Not my ideal morning.
same.
But we're here because we're on that grind.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, you have the morning voice where it's a lot deeper, so it's going to sound cooler, I think.
That's cool.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
I
Anyway,
always sound cool.
on to the first important topic of the morning. Parker, have you ever parked at a park?
Wearing
No.
a parka.
Never.
Yeah, while wearing a parka.
Can't say this is an activity I've partaken.
That is awful.
That's
That is
disappointing.
terrible news. That really grinds my beans like a coffee grinder.
Okay then. No, I'll
Okay,
work on it in the future.
this is such low energy. Let's go. Mark, do you have a story you'd like to tell us to start off, or
Uh,
something that's happened in the last few weeks? Got my orange juice.
you know, it's sunny, right? It's sunny outside these days. It's super warm. I don't really have a story to tell. I was just saying that, it's really hot. That's my story.
Okay. Well, yesterday, moving on. Yesterday, I was going to bike to school because I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be a fit kid and I'm gonna bike to school and I'm gonna do my training before school so then that way I have more time for it. Um, and so I woke up at like 6:30 or 7. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave at 8 because if I leave at 8, I could do 3 hours of training before I get to school. And that will be a solid training session because I'm really unfit right now and I want to get fit again. But when I woke up, I really wanted my carbon wheels on because when I went to school, I wanted my carbon rims so I look super fast and funky and fresh. But what happened is I had slashed my tubeless tire. Well, I didn't slash it, but there was a big enough hole in it that the sealant couldn't fix. And so I had to take off my tubeless tire and get another tire. And so I'd done that already. I had my new tire. So I just had to wake up. I cleaned off the rim and I cleaned the old tire and put it aside. And I took out the new tire. And the bike shop was like, "Oh, hey, this this tire is tubeless." Um, and so I put it on. It took me forever to figure out how to get it to like go on and like to pop in because I don't have an air compressor, so I can't do what shops do when putting on tubeless tires. I can't just like and it just all snaps into place. So I had to figure out this trick where I had to like precede the rim by like doing all this funky stuff, and then I had to
Did you have to use
like
soap, right?
no,
You like
you
soap
can
the
just
sidewalls?
no, you can get a tire lever, and if you just kind of like run it so it's the tire's just almost about to come off the rim, and then
Yeah.
it'll snap into just into the right place,
Yeah,
and it
that's what
works
I've
well
done.
enough.
It works
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and it works well enough that when you start pumping, it does snap in. And then yeah, I had to do the whole messy job of putting sealant in. And for anyone who doesn't know, tubeless tires are tires where there are no tubes in them. And
Wow.
the way it works is there's a sealant inside, which is basically just a glue, like a
It's
fancy glue.
silicone based.
Okay, cool. Uh,
It's glue.
and
It's at the end
glue,
of the
it's
day.
glue, man. It's basically super glue. I'd put super glue in your tires. I think that'd work better. But what happens is when you get small punctures is the sealant goes into that small puncture and fixes it. So that way the idea is you don't have to carry tubes with you because if you get a puncture, the sealant will just fix it. Um, and for it works well for a lot of things. It also means you don't get pinch flats. Pinch flats can happen when you hit like a angled edge. Like if you hit a curb, you can get a pinch flat on a tube. but with a tubeless you can't, which is really nice because pinch flats are the worst if you hit a pothole. Anyway, that's what tubeless does. And I have bright pink muck off sealant. And so I was pumping up the tire. I spent forever trying to get it to seed because it wasn't like seeding. And then I Googled it, and I was seeding it. And then I pumped it up to 100 psi because I'm like, okay, you go to a high pressure and then you take some pressure out, right? So then that way it's properly seeded.
You
And
pump it
so
up to the max that the tire says on it. But yes.
yeah, so that's what I did. I pumped it up to the max the tire said on it, and then I put it, and then I went, and I didn't let out the air immediately. I was just holding it for a second, just like kind of looking at it, and then just the biggest explosion I've ever experienced went off, and it was awful, and like it just exploded in my face. My ears were like ringing. It was like that shock effect was like, and I just was covered in pink sealant, which Mark seems to think is the best thing in the world.
Quite funny.
He keeps reposting the picture, and yeah, I was just absolutely coked in
Coated.
pink sealant. It was pretty.
Coated.
I have a great photo here. Luckily, I was wearing glasses, so so the sealant didn't go in my eyes. It just covered my face. But that's what it looked like. Not a good morning. I was wearing my favorite cycling outfit, and I was so excited. And then now it's all covered in sticky pink glue. And when you look outside, there's like a shock wave from the sealant, and it goes like 20 feet. It's pretty insane.
No,
So yeah.
it's true.
And when I pumped up the tire, I managed to do it again, and I was like, I don't know. I pumped up it again. I didn't go to 100 psi because I was like, nope. And I used more sealant, and then I was like, this is leaking a lot. Like there's all these tiny micro holes across it because like the wheel was damp because I had to wash off the old sealant. So there's water, and like it was like bubbling because then you can see like it makes bubbles through all these tiny micro holes, and I was like, what the hell? Turns out was not tubeless. So not a tubeless tire.
Okay. I didn't know that. Wow.
It turns out not a tubeless tire. Because I looked it up.
That is an L.
It was. I looked it up, and there's tubeless versions of those tires, but that tire was not tubeless.
That is an L.
It sucks. So now I have to find tubes, and my rim is 50 mil deep. So now I need like really long.
It's not that hard to find though.
It is in Qualicum.
Oh, I was about to say you can just go to like any like MEC and get like a whole bunch.
Do you think we have an MEC in Qualicum?
I don't know.
Dude, there are
we don't know.
There's like 4 within 50 kilometers of me right now. I don't know.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dude, MEC
3.
is like
4, 3. There's 3. Sorry. There's 3 in Vancouver.
MEC is like a treat to me. Like when we go to Victoria, it's like, oh, yay, let's go to the MEC. And like when you go to Vancouver, you're like, oh, funky, we're going to the MEC. Like it's like a special occasion for me. MEC ain't no normal shop to me. It's a big deal to go there.
I see. Guess we've just been spoiled with accessibility.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Anyway, so it's gonna be a struggle for me to.
But aren't you moving, right?
Yeah, I'm moving, but like, I want to ride my wheels before I move.
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I have some here. I could just like throw them over the street.
Yeah, I think you can see my house from yours, can't you?
Yeah, when I go to like a beach that faces that way. One time I took a picture of like all the little mountains that I could see across the strait, and I asked Luke which one it was, and he told me which one it was, like which one he lives by. Kind of cool. I can like see where he lives from here, even though it's like way over there in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I live by one of the biggest mountains on the island, Mount Washington, so that's convenient. Oh my gosh.
It's
Yeah.
early in the morning, guys. So that's why we're tired. Sorry for the lack of
Yeah.
energy. We'll try to bring it.
Yeah. Anyway, tube exploded. So now I have to find tubes, and that's gonna be tricky because not only like I found some that are 80 mil like the stem. So for you who don't know, the stem is where you pump up the tube,
Do you mean the
and
valve?
so the valve. Yeah, I call it the
Well, there's a
stem.
valve core. The stem is what the valve core threads
Oh,
into.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Sorry, I shouldn't have corrected you if I didn't know. My bad. My
You're
bad.
just
I'm
trying to
sorry.
find another
I'm
thing I
sorry.
say wrong.
I know. I just like correcting you because you always say like dumb stuff. But whatever. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Luke. Please forgive me.
I just want to point out I'm the only university student here. Thank you.
Our
We just took a big L right there.
Oh my gosh, we are low energy. Okay. Yeah, that's
I was
my
gonna
mission.
say one thing about your tubeless tire. So, have you ever considered using a tubeless patch kit? The hole's too big for the sealant to plug it. Have you ever considered putting a tubeless patch in there?
No.
It wasn't a
With
tubeless
the
tire though. He just had like a road.
No,
No,
my
no,
old one.
the one before.
Oh,
No,
oh.
I didn't actually.
'Cause I got a fat hole in my Conti 5000 a few weeks ago, riding up
Subtle
some more
flex.
remotish areas, and I was like, no, I'm gonna have to put a tube in. And by the way, if you're riding tubeless, you still carry a tube on you because if all else fails, you will still be able to get home. But anyway, so I got to flatten this thing. It was leaking, spraying sealant, and I was like, no, no, no. But then I used my Stan's Dart tool, and it filled the hole up enough that the sealant could do its job, and it fixed the flat in 5 minutes. I just had to stick the dart
Wow.
in and pump up the tire. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Lucas, what you drinking there?
Orange juice. Okay, we're back. We had some technical issues because Mark decided that he just doesn't care about us, and so he froze the frame so it looked like he was there, and then he left. True story.
It's not
So
true at
we're
all.
back. We're back. We were talking about apple juice versus orange juice in the morning. That's the debate right now.
I usually
Because
drink coffee. I'm not gonna lie. I just drink coffee.
you
I
drink
don't go.
coffee?
I don't
Bro,
go
you're like
apple.
12. How are you drinking coffee already? I thought,
I'm
aren't you like
17.
12?
I'm
Are you
17.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
God, my little boy's
Anyway,
grown up.
it's okay. But yeah, I don't really drink apple juice or orange juice because I drink coffee.
I love a good cup of orange juice with your cereal. Best thing. Best thing.
I like coffee, but the critical issue with coffee for me is the prep work. When I get up in the
Yeah,
morning, I like to leave it as late as possible so
a
I
lot of
can,
prep.
get a few more minutes of sleep. Preparing coffee, coffee's good, but just that part, that's my biggest beef with coffee.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, shall we move on? Parker,
Yeah.
I know you wrote some kind of transition for me to do, but I'm not gonna read that. I'm just gonna do my own.
Yeah, and Parker learned how to ride a bike this
Yeah.
this yesterday. I think he started to learn how to ride a bike. He wanted to
Sure did.
join us and look cool like the us. So tell us, how did riding a bike go for you?
So basically, I was just in the velodrome my first time, mind you. But I was on the velodrome and I was getting ready to go do before Friday night racing. I was getting ready to do. I was doing a couple of warm ups. So like I was doing my warm up. So I got on and I threw on my race gear and I was like, all right, already did one acceleration, one just down the banking, like 150 meters, I think it is on this track, but like point to point. And I lined up for the second one, and I was going to do one seated, one standing. So the second one was standing. So it's coming in, and I had my pedals fully tightened down, but this did not stop me. I came in, and in the middle of the banking, I stood up and I kicked, and like I leaned forward like you would standing up and like kicking it on a track bike. And when I did this, my left foot pulled like not to the side but straight back, like I pulled clean out of the pedal. And then when I pulled clean out of the pedal, I had my weight forward. So I just threw myself straight off the bike. So I actually got really lucky when I flipped, and my first point of contact was my left shoulder. So I kind of like the other leg came around and like slingshotted me. And I sort of flipped and like did sort of like a weird inverted roll and landed on my shoulder, slid across my back, and then landed on sort of my leg at my right side, and then slid that to the bottom of the track. So
Oh,
Huh.
so not a first time good time riding a bike.
no, definitely not. But you know what? Could have gone a lot worse. I could have landed at a weirder angle. I could have, bless you. I could have
Sorry, I was just really into your story, so I just needed to
I could have, yep. I could have, I didn't hit my head. I scuffed my helmet on the way down, but I didn't directly hit my head. Like there's no denting or anything. So I didn't hit my head
denting.
and I
Denting on
didn't
your head.
break my collar.
No denting
hit-
on your head. Good to know. Okay, well
No
that's cool.
denting on the
Denting is
helmet
bad.
and then no broken
Oh, on the
collarbones,
helmet.
you know?
Okay, I thought you meant on your
Dude,
head.
I have a
Directly
dent in
on
my
your
head.
Okay,
I
we
still
don't have to
can't-
get into that, but okay.
I know.
Okay.
Don't you care about me?
Oh, sorry. I care about you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. How do you like? I don't even understand. Like, this doesn't make sense in my brain. Like, what happened? I don't like. I really don't understand.
I pulled out of the pedal while I was standing up and had all my weight forward. So I had all my weight like
Why
forward
did you do
pushing
that?
down. Because that's how you stand up to do an effort on a track bike. Like you
No, but,
lean
like,
forward.
Why do you pull your pedal out?
Because the
Seems silly.
pedal buckle, it's a power tap, and I had it fully tightened down, but it still wasn't secure enough. So I had full torque on race gear. It was enough to blow out of the pedal.
And what power were you doing?
I think I was only doing like 1250. Like it wasn't all out. I could have. was
Wasn't
stupid.
all out.
Okay.
Wasn't
Well,
all out.
that's cool,
We're-
guys.
We're so we're so out of it this morning.
We're sleepy.
You're sleepy? Weak? Sleep is for the weak.
That's
as
facts.
someone said once.
My bad, guys.
Facts. I'm moving soon. Graduation is happening.
Yeah,
Should I ride my bike onto the stage
that would be
like,
that would be
onto-
pretty cool.
for commencement? If there's no steps, I will.
What if
If there's
you
like,
can? You should be able to. Can you do it with steps?
Just bunny hop.
bro, but
steps.
they're like, it's like steps up to a stage. It's not like
Ah,
steps
yeah.
you can, and they're like really narrow and like so you can't do the sideways thing.
Yeah, damn. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it is. That's really ruining my pickle. Pickles. Have you guys ever just eaten a pickle?
Yes.
Really?
No. No, I
That's
I
weird.
only put pickles on like a burger or something.
I specifically never eat. I like religiously do not eat pickles.
What are we even talking about, guys?
Sorry,
I don't
what?
know. We lost our train of thought.
It's been nice weather this week, actually. The weather's gotten better.
You said that the first
Um,
thing in the podcast, and you're like,
Did I?
"Well, that
Yeah,
was
you did.
The weather, when
yeah.
all else fails, weather.
I know it's a good topic. You can.
I mean, it's
Like
good
whenever
for
you're
cycling.
talking to a stranger and nothing works out, weather.
That's true. Oh, look, I'm brighter now. Anyway, yeah, the weather is cool.
Great.
I can't think of any other biking stuff. Oh, I ordered a new track bike. I'm getting a Dolan DF4 carbon track bike. So watch out because I was really fast on an aluminum bike and now I got a carbon bike. So y'all better watch out. I'm coming for you.
You're gonna
Noted.
be one of about 20,000 people in BC that have that bike.
A Dolan bike. I know. I like to be different, but actually I like to.
No, I feel
I
like
don't
it's
know.
a good bike. It's just everyone
But
has
like
it.
everyone.
No,
Yeah, I know. I kind of wish I had something more original. Like I'd even take a look, to be honest. But
There's only so many
it is
track
what it
bikes that
is.
are good, though.
Yeah, it's true.
So That's fair.
It's
Yeah.
not like every company makes a track bike. It's a very specific object to own. Anyway, um, yeah, that's the only news I have. I'm getting a Dolan DF4.
What size are you getting?
51 and a half.
Oh, nice. Going for the long stem.
Yes. Oh, I love bikes with long stems. They look so much better. I really,
I
really like
agree.
bikes. Like, yeah, it just, I don't know, it looks so much more pro than anything else.
Yeah, if you
Like,
see any of my bikes, yeah, I feel the same.
it's a good way to feel. Um, it just does such a, I don't know. I've never really ridden one, so I don't know if it'll feel better, but it definitely does look cooler. That is for sure. So that's what I'm gonna do. Or I might get a Dolan DF4 51 and then have like a 130 mil stem. I actually have 130 on my track bike right now, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Mark, you look like you have something on your mind.
Yeah, you do. You
No,
look
I was just gonna plug next week's episode, which will be, get ready, guys. It will be the Tour de France preview.
Oh,
So
stoked.
we are gonna have, that's gonna come out next Friday. The tour starts on Saturday. Yeah, we're gonna have special guest pro cycling expert on the podcast, Evan Richardson. So everyone get ready.
I'm stoked. I haven't talked to Evan in a really long time.
So we are gonna have that. Should be coming out Friday. If you want to learn, who's gonna win the tour, we already know. We just gotta tell you because we are smart.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We've
so
brought in
all things tour, preview the stages. We're gonna talk about who we think is gonna win like each stage, who we think is gonna win each like jersey. We're gonna talk about everything tour. Get ready for that. Might be a longer episode. I don't know yet, but
I think it will be because we'll have to go through everything. I don't even know that much about all the pro teams, to be honest. I know the top two are like Ineos. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a small oiling company called Ineos that has a cycling team. So
that they do.
I don't think
Also,
that's
can we
spoiling
talk-
anything. I don't think that's spoiling much, but okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that little break. We had some technical issues.
technical issues are Luke.
Yeah, technical issues are Luke saying dumb stuff, but whatever. It's okay. We're back. Yeah. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, I have a busy day planned up. I'm doing a big mountain stage today.
Okay. Okay. I guess if we've covered everything, thanks everybody for listening. Like
Bit
us,
of a snoozy
follow.
podcast, but
Yeah, it is. That's early in the morning.
That's
next one will
okay.
be a lot more enthusiastic.
Yeah, next episode should be pretty hype. We got the tour preview with Evan Richardson. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Zone2 Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us a review. Follow us. Watch every episode, or listen, watch every episode, whatever. YouTube, we got a YouTube. We post the video version of the podcast, so subscribe to that. Like the video, all that. Missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
Bye.
Just a brief thing I was going to mention from
Never
our
mind.
sponsor, T-Wax. So I actually have really been lacking, and I did not put my T-Wax drivetrain on because, as you may know, with wax, you have to get out like every last bit of oil for the wax to function properly and not create a giant mess. So I finally did that and set up my T-Wax drivetrain, and I've done a ride on it, and it's been really, really smooth. It's been really smooth, really fast, super fun, and it's been super clean too. I got a little bit of dirt on it, and it came right off. Like I just wiped it with my bare finger, and it came right off. I don't know any other drivetrain solution that could do that, but that was pretty cool.
And
Very
if you want to chain that cool too, you should DM TUX at T_W.A.X and use code ZONE2 for 15% off. Thanks for listening, everyone.